Hey, it's Ty here with Credit Suite, and in today's text trading tip, we are going to dive in and decode the biggest aspect of your consumer credit score. We're going to look in deeper into your consumer credit score because when you're qualifying for a lot of different kind of business loans, your consumer credit score is pulled, it is reviewed, it is used to determine some of the rates and terms you'll pay. So by mastering this credit score, by mastering your FICO score, you have the best score, which gets you the best rates and terms on consumer and business financing. And when we talk about the biggest aspect of your credit score, it's payment history when it comes to FICO and when it comes to other credit scores, including Vantage Score owned by the credit bureaus. So the top rated factor for both Vantage Score and for FICO is payment history. And this is because lenders want to know what your past payment history is. Statistically, that gives them the best idea of whether or not you're going to repay future obligations. So they're not going to just look at how you've paid. They're looking at several factors within that, including recency. How recent are any late payments that you may have? Frequency. How often do you go late on accounts that you may have? Severity. A 30-day late's not nearly as bad as a 120-day late. And remember, a FICO score is, by definition, it depicts your risk of going 90 days late in the next couple of years. So what they're looking for is if you have a lot of history of going 90 or 120 days late, then obviously your risk of doing the same thing is much greater than if you just had some 30-day lates. Collection, tax liens, foreclosures, repossessions, charge-off, bankruptcies, these kill credit scores because these are all some variant of a defaulted account, which is a 120 plus days late type of an account. Now you can improve this aspect of your score by simply paying your bills on time. Also, the more accounts you have paid as agreed to offset the ones you don't will also help your score. Okay, so this is important to know. Very different than a business credit score. If we look at the Paydex score with Dun & Bradstreet, they use something called weighted average, which means the highest limit accounts you have carry more weight than lower limit accounts. So if you're ever going to default on an account, well, then you don't want to default on the higher limit account because that'll hurt your Dun & Bradstreet Paydex score worse than anything else. But in the consumer world, well, the more accounts you have paid as agreed, the better. So if you ever did have to go late, then you want to go late on as few of accounts as you can. Even if you have to take the money that you have and use it to pay the majority of smaller accounts, then you'll at least have more positive payments than you will negative payments. So again, if you have late payments reported on your credit, you can offset this by adding new positive accounts. Even if they're low limit credit cards, secure limit credit cards, you want to make sure you have lots of account to offset the negative. We see this in the business credit world as well. What's the best thing you could do to get a good score? Get as many positive accounts as you can to offset the negative. The more positive you have, the less impact a negative late payment will have on your overall score. So if you are struggling with consumer credit now, well, you could reach out to us, info@creditsuite.com. We don't do credit repair, but we have a lot of partners that offer very, very legitimate legal credit repair or credit improvement services that we can help you with if you're not already working with somebody now. Okay, but you definitely want to make sure you work within the laws that are designed to protect you and make sure you challenge everything on your credit report that's derogatory because it must be 100% accurate and verifiable for it to even be on your credit report. So beyond challenging the negative, the other big thing you could do is constantly add as much positive credit as you can on a regular basis to your credit report to help you have more positive history than negative history. And of course, in future text training tips, we'll talk more about this because the mix of credit you have, how much credit you're applying for in a certain period of time, all those things factor into your FICO score. So keep your eye out for your next training tip because we're going to be talking about in future training tips how each aspect of your score works. So you'll have some tips to radically improve each aspect of your score, which together combined really can improve your overall credit score. So again, this is Ty at Credit Suite. If you're interested in getting financing or credit for your business, then reach out to us, creditsuite.com/consult, and schedule some time. And remember that business credit can be obtained regardless of your personal credit quality. There's not even a personal credit pull when you're building your business credit. So if you are having any kind of consumer credit issues now, really consider building business credit. You can still get very high limit accounts very quickly. We'd love to talk to you more, creditsuite.com/consult.